sometimes videos, they cost money and they're very tiring, but you know what? This thing is making my day better, and one person who makes this thing happen, it's super expensive by the way, I believe it's $8.90 or something like that. Don't ask me that, it's ridiculous. But it's really refreshing on such hot days, and thank you Dietrich for being my executive producer, because without you I could not afford this today on this beautiful day in Zurich. So thank you very much for that, I really appreciate it. Let's start with the video. Yes everyone, it's Pagoto and welcome to Zurich. I've actually never been in a video properly in Zurich, and there's actually no reason why. And I always wanted to do a video where I'm just strolling around the town, where, well, I can kind of say I'm from Zurich because I was born in the canton of Zurich, but I never lived at any point in life in the city itself. It just happens to be the closest city I live from the major ones. I mean, I'm basically a suburb boy, like most of the people I know. I do not know anybody from my friends, just some acquaintances who live in Zurich. So I suggest I'm going to take you with me for a little bit of walk around. The building you see behind me, this is Großmünster, and this is the by far biggest cathedral in the city of Zurich. And if you're wondering what kind of cathedral it is a Protestant one, because Zurich is a Protestant city due to Ulrich Zwingli. He was one of the first reformators in Europe, like along Martin Luther, Jan Hus, etc., etc. And he made it actually possible that people in Zurich can actually be Protestants, which is actually pretty amazing. And like here you can see behind me, this square is named after him, Zwingliplatz. So let me show you the building from the other side. Lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm wondering whether I can get in and film around, but I don't think that this is possible, like in the Stephansdom in Vienna, where I did it when I was the last time in Vienna. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out in the top right corner in order not to miss it. You're not allowed to film in here, and of course no food and drinks. Yeah, and it is open from 10 to 6. And you can actually visit it. So the thing is, I'm not going to enter it, because obviously, why would I enter something where I'm not allowed to film? So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in Niederdörfli, or better said, it is like a rough translation of downtown. And it is like the old part of the city where you can actually find lots of different stores, lots of bars, and lots of restaurants. And it is a very pleasant atmosphere because like the buildings, they're reasonably tall, but at the same time, you've got a lot of shade, so in the summer it's not overly hot. A lot of people tell me Switzerland is very expensive, but let me tell you one thing. It is true. It is. Like, I mean, I just passed by Niederdörfli and I just saw most of the places, even like the cheap ones. Like if you want to get like a doner kebab, you pay like between 9 and 10 Swiss francs, which is probably one of the cheapest things you can buy. But the thing is, if you want to eat something cheaper, or if you're like more on a budget, you got like here behind me a very big supermarket, and there you can get a lot of things for a very reasonable price, and sometimes you can even get really good bargains. And I mean, if you're like a backpacker, if you want to come on a short trip and just don't want to waste a lot of money on eating out, on drinking out and so on, you can go there. It's a very affordable place, and I mean, in Zurich you've got plenty of those places. You can find supermarkets everywhere and around the city. It's not a big deal, and they will always have the same prices everywhere inside Switzerland. So this is the best thing what you can do. Oh yeah, by the way, as you can see, this behind me, it's a double bendy trolley bus. I think you've never seen this anywhere else before, but hey, Zurich has it. Zurich has got everything you want, except for a metro. It's one of the few cities in the world which is like top tier, which doesn't have a metro. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is. But let me show you one thing, what is right behind me. I know, it is a big construction site, but it is the main railway station of Zurich. Follow me around. So here we go, guys, this is it. It is the railway station, and it is massive. It's absolutely massive. Like with the underground mall, what you have, aka Shopville, it is actually one of the bigger malls inside Switzerland. And here you can do also various things, like apart from shopping, you can actually go and take a train ride, or you can sit here in a cafe and enjoy like the cool atmosphere here. And actually it is one of the most famous public gathering places for young people, because here you can just chill out without actually being bothered. And it is also a reasonably safe place, not like the main railway station of Frankfurt am Main. So yes, this is a really nice place, even though many people dislike it for exactly this reason. And here in the back you see like this one sculpture. It is like I do not want to talk it. I just call it the fat woman, but it is like more of an angel thing. Yeah, that's the way how it is. And let me show you here the trains, because I'm sure you haven't seen Swiss trains yet. Apart from those platforms you've got here on the top level, you've got a lot of them also underground, which will lead you to many different destinations, either intercity or like a commuter rail. And you've got here a lot of commuter rail, because a lot of places are very well connected here by train. As you can see right here, we've got double-deck trains here. It's like pretty unique. Not many places got this in the world, but here, like even in Switzerland, I think Zurich is the only city which has them. Every other city which has commuter rail doesn't have them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the most famous street here in the city. Bahnhofstrasse, or in English, Railway Street, Railway Station Street, I'm sorry. And it is arguably the most expensive place for shopping. I'm not even kidding here. You've got lots of different stores here, from Louis V, Hermes, Gucci, etc, etc, all the luxury brands. And not only that, you got also jewelry stores where you can find Rolex and other expensive watches. And of course you got also some cheaper stores here, like you got the obligatory H&M. And it is probably the street in the world which has the most H&Ms worldwide. I counted them once, it was like 5 or 6 of them in only one street. Beat that, beat that. But let me tell you one thing, if you expect that I go in this vlog into a mall, because everywhere where I go, I just go to malls, forget this. I'm not going into any mall, except for that one what we've been in the railway station, because that is actually, well, yes, it's not really that much of a mall, isn't it? I think here, if you go here, you need to take up a mortgage if you want to go shopping. Absolutely, it's extremely expensive, but I mean, hey, life is not all about shopping or food or going out for a drink. It's actually about enjoying something and just having to experience the vibes of the city. And I usually do not do that here, but in this case I just do it, because when else do I have the time to do that in my life? And here it's perfect. The city is extremely walkable. You do not need, for the core of the city, public transport. I mean, if you're older, of course, yeah, you need it, but if you're like younger, like me, it's completely fine. Behind me is a truck. He actually wants to run me over. Look at this. Hi, Scania. Ding ding. I need to hurry up when the trams come. Anyway, this is the Paradeplatz, or in English, Parade Square. And well, it's not for parades here, like when you see those rainbow flags here. No, this square is famous for something completely different. It is famous for being the square where people go to work in some very specific places, namely banks. So not the criminals on railway stations or the pickpocketers or wherever you go are the real criminals. The real criminals are in this and in this building right here, because they are the ones who deal with the crazy stuff happening behind the scenes. And I need to be careful that the Lime scooter doesn't crash me. Oh yeah, another thing. Here it's completely normal to see cars like a Mercedes S-Class, a Porsche Cayenne, heck, even a 911 from Porsche is also really popular. And I'm not going to start it from BMWs or from Range Rovers, because they're extremely common as well. Oh yeah, here. The Hypebeast store, aka one of the most expensive stores which I do not want to enter, because why would I? Why would I get broke? There's one thing right behind you what is extremely interesting to see, because this is also a very well, I will not say popular, but a very meaningful thing for the history of Zurich. Check this out, guys. This is the Fraumünster. It is also a Protestant church. And yeah, you are not allowed to get in. Well, I mean, you can get in there, but you have to pay for it. Well, you can pay for it actually. And the thing is, like, it's also a church which has regular visitors and so on. So it is still in use, like almost all of the churches here in the city. The only thing, what's the difference between this one and some other ones, is that it is a church made by females, because females were not allowed to have church service or being actually proper church servants. I don't know what the exact history is, because when I learned it I was like 13, 14, and now I just forgot it. But just look at this. Look at this. It's beautiful. I mean, it's one of the nicer churches here in the city, and I mean, with the historical significance, it actually is something, how can I say this, it's something special. Enough with churches, I need to go back to the lake. I need a little bit of breeze. I mean, I'm sweating, I'm literally sweating, or as I would say in Hebrew, Hamlieh, shh. Hamlieh. Yeah. Hamlieh. I'm hot. The ship is departing. Gonna bring some few people commuting to a different place on the lake. And as you can see in the background, the Alps. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you see the Alps. And this is one of my favorite views in any place here. Like, I mean, if you go even further on this side, you see them even taller and better. So this is fantastic. I absolutely love this view. Alright guys, I came at the end of this video and I finished at the place where I came from, the Opera House. So that was from my side. I hope that you really enjoyed the video. Leave me a thumb up if you came until this point so far. Also write a comment down for some feedback, as feedback is always good. Make sure to hit the subscribe button in order not to miss any of my future videos. Thank you very much, Benny, for being my sound engineer, and if you want to be just like him, a sound engineer, check out the first link in the description down below. It will lead you to my Patreon page. Do you want to stay in touch with me? My Instagram account, my TikTok account, and my Discord server, all free, linked in the description down below. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you the next time. Bye bye.